All right, I'm ready.
Okay. Right now it's being okay. There we go. All right, and we are back with another show of the Blue Moon's Night Time show here. So we're gonna go ahead and start it out with that. We're gonna do a little commentary. Not sure what we're gonna start with this evening, but we'll have something for you. But those of you asking about Lost here, what who he is to the show and what his band does and everything like that, he's gonna go over that and kind of explain everything to everybody.
Yeah, so we get a lot of our inspiration from Stone Sour, and just that sense of like that doing that kind of that style of music, I guess. Where because the don't get me wrong, I like the newer rock music too, but the old shit just it's different.
I think it's because of the generation kind of thing, you know, it just hits differently.
Yeah.
To be brutally honest with you, that's what I really think is it just hits a whole different ballpark either way. Because if we could look at it in a different perspective, you know, people would be looking at it in a different way. I mean, you know, things like that, I don't know, it's just a little different on how everybody kind of looks at the situation and indefinitely because, you know, growing up, you know, different genres, different ways of doing things. Because, you know, I grew up with old school country. I grew up with that time of country. You know, I grew up with the rock of that time. I grew up with the rock before that time. You know, it's just kind of a collaboration kind of thing. Trying to figure out where it fits in for you, how it feels, how it, you know, flows. It's kind of the way I look at it is just, you know, generational things, you know, when you grow up with something specific, you know, you're kind of more prone to something like that because you've heard it more. So that's just kind of my insight on the whole thing with
Yeah.
the
Like
genres.
I like I grew up around the newer shit coming out, but I never really had a feel for it until I kind of started getting into the like the older stuff. Where I'm like, hey, this is pretty nice.
Well, that's true. I mean, you know, see, growing up, my mom was only a country listener. Okay, don't get me wrong, country is good. And there was a really good tracks back in the day. Let me tell you about that. But like, you know, I think it's more of a preference of like who your role model is in your life and what they're presenting to you, you know. From there, then you choose your own avenue to figure out what type of music you like because you're exposed to so many different genres. Because the way I look at it, because my mom was a big country person, but my dad was hip hop, rap, rock, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, 70s kid stuff, 80s kid stuff,
Yeah.
kind of stuff like that. You know, that's kind of where I got best of both worlds, where my mom was more of a country person and my dad was just a mix of genres. So I don't know if that's the same situation that you could have been potentially in, or kind of something like that.
I mean, like as far as like role model and I guess and stuff like that. My like the closest thing I have to one like, and I feel like this is the same about like a lot of people who like listen to or make the like this style of music, but Corey Taylor,
I've heard of him.
Slipknot and Stone Sour.
I've heard of him.
I've been I've been listening to Slipknot for like forever,
See, I think Slipknot is probably
and
one
like
of the
and the
bigger
and
ones
just
out.
something
To be
about the
honest
way
with
that he
you,
writes his music.
a lot of people when you just kind of think about it, it's not like the person directly. It's the emotion that they put behind it is really what it is. I mean, if you can't feel, I don't know, like how to explain this. Like when you're in music and you're pushing yourself and you're learning new things, how like you don't want to put out a piece of music that, has deliberately no significant use whatsoever, you kind of look at the bigger picture of everything, because if you don't put emotion in your music, you're kind of a robot, and where's the emotion? Who's gonna listen to your music at that point? I wouldn't listen to somebody that had no emotion, like just sitting there hearing, well, no emotion. Like, come on, give me some emotion. I need some emotion with my music.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna find that very often, which I was kind of surprised that you kind of found it with Slipknot here,
Yeah.
Because, my sister was into a lot of bands. Like, my sister wasn't into Avenged Sevenfold, but she was into Slipknot. I can't remember the other one, and then the one that sings Welcome to the Black Parade, she was a really big fan of them too.
My Chemical Romance?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
And
so, growing up, I had, different pieces of music growing up. Mainly, my sister showed me a lot of the rock. And if it wasn't for my sister showing me all the rock and everything, I don't think I would have even been able to even talk with you on this subject, because, not knowing exactly what could be. Because, I don't know, my dad was more of a person that wasn't around, kind of show everything, but where my sister, my mom, everybody's just showing stuff. You gotta learn a little bit in life.
Yeah.
And music is by far one of the best pieces that you could learn from.
Yeah, and no matter what way you look at it, like Slipknot, their music is very emotional. Like, so heavily emotional that, you can actually, feel it through, while you're listening to them. I'm not sure if that's the case for everyone, but for me at least,
the way I look at it, excuse me, I don't know how you personally look at it, so let's get your standpoint of it first.
So, one of the best examples of how you just feel that emotion through the guitar riffs and the drums and all that would be Spit It Out, because it's just super incredibly you can tell he's pissed.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's that emotion, that affection that they're putting into it. But, it's just, I don't know. The way I look at music versus how everybody else would potentially look at music is that I look for something that moves the soul. It has to move the soul. It has to be intriguing. It has to be out there. Without anything intriguing towards it, there's just no way, that it can drive anything, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I like your music, and it didn't even move me. It has to move me in some way, shape, or form for me to want more of it. So it's just I don't know. It's quite confusing though, when you think about it, because what was it I listened to the other day that just, oh my god, I wanted to bang my head against the desk because of how bad it was. I don't know. Wow. I don't think anybody put any effort into the music that I heard the other day. Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. I just want to bang my head against the motherfucking desk. Because, like, scrolling through Facebook the other day, okay, there's another thing that you should watch out for, is that they're coming out with these pecker videos. Pecker videos. Who the cares about your damn pecker? It's your pecker. Get over it. But yeah, nobody gives a fuck about that. But then, you know, when one person does say get over your pecker, they come out with one about pussy and tits, and it's like, seriously?
Like, that's not any better.
Exactly, you're being very, very, what's the word for it? Sexist? Because, like, with every woman I've been with, nobody wants to be derogatory looked at, judged upon what they wear on their chest and what is below their belt. But yet, everybody that I seem to come across just seems not to care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, in all reality, it is what it is. So, you know, you can do what you need to do, but in all big reality, the music that people are pushing out with this commentary of, you know, let's talk about peckers, let's talk about boobs, let's talk about this around the holidays of all times. They're putting it around the holiday season. There's no reason for it to come out during the holiday season. There's really no part of it. Because growing up, yes, we had the Jingle Balls song, but that stopped abruptly after Christmas. But then these songs came out around Thanksgiving, which should have stopped at the end of November. But yet they're still moving around. They're pretty bad. They're pretty bad songs. Like, I'm writing music, letting everybody listen to it on my streams. I put it on YouTube, and it's way better than these freaking pecker songs and these boob songs. Like, yes, women are amazing with what they have, but that doesn't mean sit there and use them as an object. That's the way life has been the last good 20, 30 years or better, is that women have been treated like an object. And the prime example is these videos. They're being used as objects.
Yeah, and it kind of makes me sick that that's actually what's going on.
It's so sickening because, like, you know, actual musicians now are looking like they're sexist when they have women in their YouTube videos because of those particular videos. Those particular videos have just, I don't know, made everything so cringing when it comes to people making those and posting them on Facebook. Because that's the main part where you're going to find them is on Facebook. And the one that I continuously see is, my pecker this. I don't care. Swipe. Like, I mean, if I really cared enough, I would have sent you a message. I don't care. Like, I just don't know where this world is coming to. If you got fake country songs about peckers living on a farm. Oh, how about that one where, I don't know who sang this one, bouncing off my booty cheeks. That one should have never came out. That one should have never came out. No. I don't know who abruptly likes something like that, but that, no. Were you into that there?
And the funny thing about it is, like, all these songs, they get, I wouldn't say they get mainstream level of big, but they get big because because people see it as funny.
I don't find it to be funny. I find it to be very, very appalling as to what they're doing to women while doing this shit. And then trying to appeal to a different community? You can't do that. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's fine if you're writing this shit as a joke, but Like, I mean, even then, to like, it's got to stop at some point.
Well, yeah, but like, I don't know, like most of the time when I hear these songs, things like that, when they come out, and especially the one bouncing off my booty cheeks, and then you can't forget about the one by Clay Baby, which he should not even be called that on Facebook. I feel appalled calling him that. I don't know if you know who Clay Baby is, but I feel appalled just even talking about him. Because who the hell talks and sings about balls in my face? Like, nobody cares about balls in your face. That is not a music. That is not music. Now, like I said, I don't know where the hell this world is coming to with the bouncing off my booty cheeks and balls in my face. Yeah, no. Thank God that none of those pieces of music fall into my genre that I love listening to. But I mean, I can't get enough of my Dale, and I can't get enough of that T Swizzle though either. So. But I mean, I love my Adele, but I mean, oh god, I caught her live at one of her concerts. Like, it was all over Facebook and everything. She called out one of her fans. It was quite interesting. So either way you look at it, you know. I mean, so what's your thoughts on the balls in your face song?
I don't like it.
Like,
To put it simply, I don't like it.
Like, nobody needs to know about that. Nobody care about that. Why are you talking about that? Like, there's abruptly no reason to be doing it. Nowhere even mentionable to even say, oh yeah, I like balls in my face. Yeah, no. Said nobody.
I mean, I feel like it's quite obvious that was written as a joke, but it's still not really okay.
Well, Clay, who wrote it, loves it. So, I don't know. He seems to really.
But I mean,
enjoy
I feel like there's a fine line to like written as a joke and like, okay, bro, stop. Because I'm not sure if you've heard of him, but there's this one guy who makes like joke music, and it's some of the funniest shit I've heard in music. Alex Shore.
Okay. Go on.
Like his shit's actually funny. Like, it's obviously written as a joke.
It's actually funny. It was just written as a joke. That's funny, but I mean, either way you look
And
at
I mean,
it.
it was, because, I mean...
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that do write pretty hilarious commentary for their music and stuff, but I found one person that was...
No,
pretty
it's not
hilarious.
commentary, it's actual songs.
Really? Because the last person that I watched, he just said it was commentary for his channel. So I just kind of listened to what he said, but, that's just not gonna... I don't know. People come up with random shit to call random things that they post on the internet thinking that it's going to gain some traction and everything like that, but it really doesn't. It really doesn't gain any traction whatsoever. So, I mean, I don't know. I just don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, and most of it, most of, like, with Alex Shore, most of his songs are, like, less than 3 minutes long.
Oh, Jesus. Well, then this guy that I watched on YouTube has a 5-minute song for no reason, then. Like, I mean, music shouldn't be past 3 minutes. It can be 3.5 minutes, but it should never be a 5-minute song. Unless you have a lot of a lot of guitar movements, a lot of drum solos, things like that, then I can understand it going past the 3 minute mark. But the guy had the song singing entirely for the full 5 minutes. There was no break, there was no acoustics to go with it, no nothing. It was bad.
I know there's an Avenged Sevenfold song that's like 7 minutes long. I don't remember how many guitar oh, it's 8 minutes long. I don't remember how many like solos and shit there are.
Well, yeah,
but
I mean, I can remember Coldplay. Coldplay has some pretty decently
like
long songs too.
it's one of those ones where like it's okay that it's over that like 3 minutes because yeah, like that's like that's if you're is to have longer than 3 minute songs, like because I know
Right.
there's a lot of metal songs that actually double that 3 minutes and just make them 6 minutes.
Well, this is true. This is true. I mean, if you look at Coldplay directly, Coldplay has some pretty long songs, but he has a lot of acoustics in his music, though. A lot. Like, I'm just, like, blown away on how much acoustics are in his. How much? Like, I started listening to Coldplay so, I mean, either way you look at it, you know. So I don't know if you've ever listened to Coldplay before, but that's one person I would recommend you check out. Coldplay is badass, dude. Badass.
You have actually never listened to Coldplay.
Let's just say when you listen to Coldplay, you're going to have, like, I don't know, to be brutally honestly with you, you're gonna have, like, this mass movement with the music. That's how much his music is powerful. Very powerful to move your soul. And, like, the minute I heard a couple pieces of his music and, like, oh my god, yes. Yes, please. Like, I didn't know music could move you that much, but as soon as, like, you know, it's like kind of hard to explain, but as soon as I first heard the first song from Coldplay, I was like, wow, like, inspired by this man with, he's got some beautiful music, though. He's got some really beautiful music. I'm telling you what, you really got to check him out. He has got some beautiful music. That I won't deny. I won't deny that at all. I will recommend for you to check out Coldplay. There was a couple other artists growing up. Okay then. So like I said, you know, Coldplay moved me, but like, I don't know, it's just really hard to explain because, like, older musicians that I've listened to over the years from family members that have come and passed away and everything showed me really good pieces of music. Like, I was showing the Beach Boys, I was showing the Beatles, I was shown, I can't remember the third one, but I was shown 3 major artists from that time, which is really cool. Now, the Beach Boys, I didn't think they were going to sound good, but oh my god, the minute I put one song on, it was amazing. Now, the Beatles, I've heard the Beatles for years. Like, My history teacher loved the Beatles. He played the Beatles. My grandma.
The
loved
Beatles been
jazz.
around for a solid minute.
Exactly. So like, I got to listen to a lot of Beatles music growing up. It was pretty decent. I could not complain at all. Like, not at all. I mean, what's your thoughts on the Beatles? I mean, I thought they were really good.
Once we held the sky in each other's arms, believing forever will keep us.
It's like, I don't know if I could do a cover of a Beatles song. I would love to do a cover on a Beatles song. But what genre was the Beatles placed under? I don't remember.
I don't know. I'm gonna look that up.
Because they're not country. They're not, rap, R&B, basically. They're not rock. So what are they?
No, they're classified under rock.
Interesting. Because they sure as hell don't sound rock. Maybe they're just that type of genre that went into the rock era, just made it a whole different playing field. Because, I mean, that's just like, can't remember. There is one of them that I cannot remember for the life of me, but this band was around at the era of the Beach Boys and the Beatles, but I can't remember the band's name. Fuck, it was it. I'm not thinking of Ozzy. But wouldn't Ozzy Osbourne be more like heavy metal?
Iron Maiden?
That's the one. That's the one that...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ozzy would be metal.
The one that you just listed before I said anything about Ozzy.
Iron Maiden?
Yep. That's the one. My family was very heavy into the older generation of music, which didn't bother me one bit, It really 100% didn't bother me in the slightest to, even listen to that stuff, because, you learn something from pieces of music that old. Like, the kids of this generation, the ones that have their parents that act like friends, not an actual parent to their kids, these kids will never understand music like we do. Will never understand music from the past, because the minute you start playing a song, let's say from the 70s, and we played in front of these kids of nowadays, they're gonna turn it off. Okay? My son, he was very particular. My wife was at work, and I had my vinyl player out because I like my vinyls. I like playing vinyls, more preferred on vinyl, because I like the sound, I like the way it looks, and I like the way it, everything about vinyls, basically. Well, I was listening to Sam Cooke one night. I can't remember the song that I was listening to him by, but he's an older musician from the 50s, though, and I find one of his pieces of music, one of his albums, to be very good. Well, my son thought it'd be funny to come over and pull the hand up and turn off my music. He then told me, "The music you're listening to is very bad. Play something else." I wasn't very happy about that at all. To be brutally honest with you, I was not happy. Because, who does that? Who does that? There's consequences for stuff like that, consequences. Because you don't just walk up and just turn somebody's music off like that. You have to have a physical reason as to why you want to turn that music off. His reasoning was he didn't like the music. Wasn't appealing to him. So he turned it off. So to be brutally honest with you, I'm not 100% sure what to say about it or what to do kind of thing. So it's like, no, I just play my music when they go to bed so then I don't get my music turned off on me. But, I don't know. Dabbling in music from the 50s and the 60s is actually not that bad, though. I mean, I wouldn't go any further back because they used a particular microphone that made you sound the same way to everybody else. You know, that nostalgia type microphone from the 20s and the 30s that they used to make that nostalgia sound for their music back in the day. And they still exist and people are still running around with them. Like, this one guy on Facebook was reviewing it, and he's singing into it, and you can tell that it sounds like the 20s and the 30s, but then he starts singing, and he's like, I'm going to set the world on fire. And that was it. Like, are you going to sing the song, or are you going to not sing the song? Sing the song! Come on.
Yeah.
Like, that disappointed me the most. It's like, if you're gonna sing into a nostalgia mic like that, sing the full song, please. But it's not like none of us had never heard that nostalgia song before. Like, I swear that was like top 20s back in the day. Like, when they didn't have the top 100s, it was the top 20s. But I tell you, radio sure has come pretty far with music and how everything is portrayed now. I mean, shit, they making breakthroughs, and now I'll tell you this: I'm not very fond of them coming out with a new genre.
When I looked up Ozzy when I looked up Ozzy Osbourne because I was curious, I just found out that he was the lead singer for Black Sabbath.
Yep.
Which is fucking sick.
Yep. You didn't know that? That's fucking crazy.
I mean, I've been listening to Black Sabbath for a minute. I never
you
knew.
Didn't know it was Ozzy, man? That's crazy, man. I follow Ozzy just about on anything because he's fucking amazing.
He is.
Like, it kind of makes me sad that his wife wants to move him back to London, though. They've been here for, 40 plus years, I think. I'm not 100% sure how long they've been in the States for, but I know his wife wants to take him back to London, where they're originally from. But he sure as hell doesn't sound like he's from London, but he sure is British, though.
I know this man's been around for a long time. He was born in 1948.
Yeah, he's been in the States for a while. He grew up in the era when music had just started to flourish a little bit more, is what it was, and then he just kind of just took his talents and went for it. But, you know, things are different nowadays. I mean, with Ozzy, I don't know what he thinks about the whole new genre they decided to come out with. I mean, I didn't think they should have came out with a new genre. I think they should have just left it the way it was and not trying to implicate, oh, I want to make my own new genre and make it this and mix together. No. That's not what we're doing here. That's not what we're doing here. Okay? Now tell me, what is your thoughts on the hip-hop country genre?
I don't know. I haven't heard too much of that. Probably just because I don't really like country.
Well, the thing is the hip-hop country...
I mainly stick to my rock and metal music.
The hip-hop and country genre nowadays is these new artists, okay? They're these new artists. I'm not a big fan of some of them. Like, quit screaming in the mic. Nobody cares. Like, some of them I can't stand, some of them I can. It's just, I don't know. It confuses me when an artist can just switch genres like that. Like, when you start into something and you're selected for one type of genre, why not stick with it? I mean, my situation's a little different because I play in 2 different genres, and I started out playing in 2 different genres. Well, actually 3 different genres, to be precise. I don't particularly do the 3rd genre. My brother is the 3rd genre. He's more of the rap. I'm more of the country and hip hop. But he's more of the rap guy. So, I mean, you know, but when you're assigned to a genre and you already have your genre, you should stick with it. Don't change it. Like, what's the point of changing genres if it's not the case, you know? You just gotta do what you gotta do, but nobody's really even... I don't know how to... It's hard to explain, I guess. Because, like... What's that artist's name? I think she's a prissy little bitch that screams in the mic. And I did leave a comment on one of her videos stating, why don't you go ahead and stop screaming in the mic or find a new job? Like, I don't listen to people that just scream in the mic and have no context to their music. Like, I get it, heavy metal is like literally majority screaming, but well, not majority screaming, but it's a lot louder. But screamo, I cannot get.
And I mean,
into.
as far as that, like screaming in the mic. As far as screaming in the mic, like Knocked Loose is a lot of screaming into the mic, but they have actual substance to their music. So.
Right, exactly.
It's a nice mix.
Right, exactly, where you can understand what's being said, not like kind of get part of it. Because the way I kind of looked at it is like, if you're gonna scream in the mic, you're in the wrong.
Oh no, it takes a minute to understand what's being said, but it's
screamo.
The lyrics
I can't
are
understand
like actually.
At all. I don't know. Can you understand screamo?
Yeah, but that's because I've been listening to it for.
My buddy who's autistic, really good friends, known him since elementary school, and we still talk, we still hang out, we do all that kind of stuff, but not very often. Kind of miss the guy. He was a really cool guy to hang out with, but I get it, he's going through a rough time. He lost his dad a couple years back. I don't know what happened to his dad, don't know much of anything of the situation, but I just know around the holidays are pretty bad for him because he can only think of the good memories with his dad, and his dad is now gone. Well, his dad was only, I think, in his 40s, almost 50s when he passed away, so he was like really young, but this particular friend, really good friend, he's into screamo, makes his own music and everything, which is crazy. He's made some albums and stuff like that, so I mean, it's not too bad. So I mean, he might be more oriented in trying to make his what do you call it, his music go up a little bit more focused on that, so he's not focusing on you know, focusing on the narrative of his dad being gone. You know, but, you know, I did give him my condolences to when his dad passed away. His dad wasn't a bad guy though. I knew his dad for 20 years, roughly 20 years, but I knew my buddy for about 22 years, so didn't meet his dad until 2 years after we had been friends. And then I met his mother, but I wasn't a big fan of his mother. His mother was wow. But yeah, he was more into the screamo, and he can understand all that stuff, and I can't. He tried to explain it to me, but I could not understand screamo.
I feel like a good example of screamo without so much of the screaming would be Limp Bizkit,
I've heard Limp Bizkit before.
because it's literal because oh yeah, it's and to me it's just pretty much screamo without the screaming, and like I enjoy
See, I can
a lot of Limp Bizkit.
See, I can listen to them. Like, I have no problems. My sister introduced me to that particular genre for screamo.
Because Limp Bizkit, it's really just like it's rap mixed with metal, like, which is just new metal, I guess. But
Right, but
Oh, I
I mean
know.
that's still not bad though. I mean it appeals to do different genres, but putting it into the one genre though, which is not bad. I quite find that interesting, very interesting. So
yeah, and like that's the main reason I like initially got into Limp Bizkit, because like I usually listen to just like my rock and metal. When I found Limp Bizkit, like I liked it, not in a at the best shit I've ever heard. It was in a sense of like, damn, this is different,
well, yeah,
you know?
but it's like, that's the way I look at it, you know, kind of thing like that. But I don't know, it's a little different. That in particular, like, he's a lot easier to listen to versus I want to say Linkin Park is a screamo band, but I don't know. Not into screamo.
No, they're actually more similar to Limp Bizkit in the sense of being that like new metal.
Okay. Well, then how about Event Center?
Because you got Mike Shinoda rapping, and then you got Emily Armstrong doing all the
screaming,
like, the metal sound.
Well,
not a lot of screaming, no.
Okay. Well, what about Event Centerfold then? Are you familiar with them or no?
Their rock stuff.
Oh, so
I enjoy it.
Okay. Like, why did I think they were screaming?
Like I'd put it more towards metal.
But honestly,
I'd put Avenged Sevenfold more towards metal.
Okay, but why did I think they were screamo for some reason? Or probably the misconception now that
I don't
people
know.
put down. I've seen that quite a bit. There's a lot of misconception going around about a lot of musicians. Did you hear the latest rumor about the fuck musician is that? It's not Dustin Bieber. Which one is it? Shit. It's one of them that
I'd say Killswitch Engage is closer to that screamo.
See, I would agree with that too. I mean, I should ask my sister about it, but I don't want to call my sister right now. Now that woman, once I get her on the phone and talking about music, sky's the limit. There ain't no way to stop her. But I mean, it just depends on if you can catch her on the good day or the bad day. The good days is she's cheery, chipper, very nice person you could ever meet. But she has her days like I do, and like my other siblings do. Wake up on the wrong side of the bed, you're grouchy all fucking day. But it is what it is. Everybody has those days, though. You know, you wake up one day and you're just fucking grouchier than fuck. But now the fucked up thing is that every time somebody says the reason why a man's grouchy is because the man needs pussy. Bullshit. Get off your high horse with that one. Men aren't angry because they want something from a woman. They're angry at the world. If you know what I mean. They're angry at the world. Because when I wake up in the morning and I'm having a bad day, I'm mad at the world. I ain't angry at the woman I lay next to. I am mad at the damn world. So, I mean, what do you think?
Yeah. I kind of agree with you, because, like, you know, it's like with men, you get up and you're just kind of angry at the world. You don't know why.
Exactly.
You don't know how it happened. You're just kind of angry.
You wake up one day and you're like, yeah, this isn't for me. That's just kind of how it works. I mean, if you look at manic depressed people, it's literally the same way. You know, one day they can be depressed, the next day they're just fucking livid as hell. But there's nothing you can do about it. Literally nothing. But I don't know, like my buddy that I was working on his server there for a little while, he doesn't really talk with me much anymore, which kind of confuses the hell out of me. And I've known him since fucking 2006, 2007, something like that, during the riots of Rocky and Laverne kids, where my generation is the one that shut down that turf war. Because we would go down to Rock Rapids, beat the shit out of them with no weapons whatsoever, but then they would come up and try to beat the shit out of us with weapons and shit like that. You know, you just kind of pick your battles that you can win. And these kids nowadays, they're trying to strum up trouble again. And we put that to rest. We put that to rest many, many, many years ago. Like, there's just no reason to be fighting in the streets with kids from the next town over. Like, these damn kids think, yes, let's do it. No. No. And, like, moral of the story of my friend, of what I'm trying to get at, is that he's one of my gay friends, let's just put it that way. He talks about his relationship, and I'm not gonna disclose any information regarding who the person is, what the information may be, but you know, he wakes up every day not next to his significant other because he can't sleep in a bed properly, which I'm not gonna get into that. That's nobody else's business but his. But the more he tells me about his relationship and shit like that, it just seems like he wakes up every day pissed off at the world, trying to figure out something with his relationship, when his relationship is solely on him. He has to figure it out himself. But, you know, waking up every day pissed off at the world ain't gonna change the fact of anything. You really need to focus on your relationship, work on your relationship. But the way I've noticed this is that his fiance goes to work, comes home, spends time with him for a little bit. He goes to bed, he stays up, plays games the rest of the night, and then crashes on the couch. From my understanding. Which, that's not a relationship in any sort of situation, you know. But his situation is kind of confusing because he claims sex deprived. I claim that he just needs to go see a therapist. Like, if you're that many issues in life, you just need to go see a therapist, man. Just get done with it. Go see a damn therapist. Because, like, there's not much we can do about this whole situation, you know? You just kind of gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. I mean, what do you do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you foresee on a situation like that? Because I don't know much about the LGBTQ community or how everything fluctuates. I just know who's gay and who's not, about who's a good person, who's not a good person. It's very more of a just looking at a person and basing it off of what they bring to the table, basically. But like I said, I don't know much about it. I don't know if you could shed light on it or what, but so yeah, I don't know. What's your perspective on that?
My perspective on what?
The LGBT community. Like I said, I'm not very intuitive with that kind of stuff because I don't know much about it.
Oh, you're gonna know quite a bit about it.
What, is it on the rise again?
Well, you see, my perspective on it. Huh?
Yeah, let's see your perspective.
My perspective on it. You know, it's kind of biased at being part of it, but you know.
I mean, it is what it is, but go ahead.
They're pretty cool. You don't bother them, they won't bother you. And I don't get why people make such a fucking big deal about it. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. Because,
Okay, it's like they try and shut it down too. Like it's not affecting you at all. Like,
it's really not. In a sense, it's really not. Because when you think about it, if it really was affecting a straight person, I think we'd have an issue. Man, I haven't seen a goddamn straight person affected by this besides on the goddamn internet. You know what I mean?
and even then, like on the internet, it's just like they're being over dramatic. It's not actually affecting them.
Well, this is some factual stuff.
But you know, as far as like, and like that the community, like it I guess it kind of ties in with my music because I feel like it's quite unique to see like trans musicians at all out there.
I don't think I've ever seen
And
a trans musician
the fact
before.
that- Well, you're talking to one right now. How you feel about it?
I'm not really bothered by it. I mean, I saw lots of nuts get converted into a woman and then has to be converted back to a man. You know who I'm talking about, Bruce Jenner? Or whatever her name is now. I don't know her name. It's literally the Kardashians' dad.
I can't think of who that is, but I think
What
Okay.
is her name?
I do know who you're talking about.
Bruce changed his name to Caitlyn Jenner. So it was Bruce Jenner, then changed his name into Caitlyn Jenner. That's the one I'm talking about, the one that is a transgender and is living as a woman, but he wants to go back to being a man. Now tell me, does that make any sense? Can you just reverse that like that? Like, I don't think that's how that works. Once you've done the change stays.
Now going on now. Now my standpoint on that, which obviously I come from a more knowledgeable standpoint, and like I know it is definitely a process going either way, whether you go like
You gotta make it a lot.
sometimes being trans feels like a goddamn chore.
I shouldn't laugh about that,
But-
but
but
you
you
just
can-
said it's like
no,
a
like-
chore. Now go ahead and explain why.
I
you
mean,
say
obviously,
it's
I
a
don't
chore.
mean that literally, because I mean, for some people, yeah, it is like that, but
Well, you know, and it is also a big factor of your insurance, whether they're gonna pay for the shots or not.
Cold reflections of a love that
Like, insurance companies don't think it's medically reasonable to be converted from your previous sex to a new sex. Because I was literally asking my sister Alexa about it, because she's a transgender, and she had told me that her insurance would not pay for the shots. She had to pay out of pocket for all of that. She said it's not cheap at all.
I'm. It's all about finding the right insurance too, because like I already know I won't be able to pay for that shit out of pocket because I'm so broke and seeing what I can make out of it.
Well, this is the truth, though, but from what I've noticed, a lot of private insurance companies will not cover it, though, and it's just very hard trying to find one that will. I don't even think they came out with an LGBTQ insurance anyways, like they should be coming out with. For those particular things, you know, to have some collaboration in it.
I know there are some insurances that will cover it.
Right. But I mean, like, are they in your direct area? Because I know in the state of Minnesota, there is no insurance company that'll cover it. They all play the excuse it's not medically reasonable to pay for. And that's, like, the biggest answer.
And like for a lot of us, yeah, it's absolutely medically reasonable to pay for, because I mean, medically reasonable mental health falls under the medical.
Right, exactly. But, I mean, it's just more what your state laws govern over, because Minnesota really doesn't have any laws that govern over the fact of whether you can use insurance for it or not. So, Minnesota really isn't there for that kind of stuff. I mean, we have laws that protect our LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
I mean, not to throw this off topic here, but literally, I'm reading one of my groups that I'm in on Discord, and it's one of the regular strains Discords, and this is based in Washington on the coast there, on the West Coast. This person came up in here and said they banned me from Subway. My question is, how in the hell do you get banned from Subway? How do you get banned?
Do you get banned from a Subway?
That's
Like, what the
gotta be-
fuck did you do? What did you do? Did you hop over the counter and come in the ingredients? Like, the fuck?
Or did you hop the counter and try to take everything off the line and take it
That's
home?
the only reason I could see somebody getting kicked out of a Subway.
Exactly. Like, where's...
Huh?
There's no evident proof that, you know, anything is remotely reasonable. That's the thing, and it just confuses the shit out of me. How are you going to sit there and, you know, say that stuff, though? It's so appalling as to why you would say something like that in a group that people are going to investigate and figure out how you got kicked out of that Subway. Did you expose yourself in the Subway? Like, I'm not like trying to defend the motherfucker, but goddamn.
Yeah, like there's no reason you should be getting kicked out of a subway unless you practically pulled off a crime to humanity.
Humanity is at its finest, I would say, with everything that they be doing. They're at their finest, to be honest with you. But I mean, like even just seeing this, I mean, I heard about people getting kicked out of Walmart. Like, Walmart is out of fucking control with banning people left and frickin' right. They are out of frickin' control. So I just don't know how
Yeah.
Walmart can survive doing what they're doing. Trespassing people is bullshit. Not allowed to come back on property. The store managers should not be allowed to impose those. You should not be allowed to impose a banishment from the property. You don't own the property. You don't have no rights over the property. And law enforcement should adhere to that as well. The feds will say that as well. If you do not own the property, you do not have rights to say anything over it. Common sense. Store managers do not have the power that they think they do. And they're going to come to realization soon. And whether that be somebody exposing their asses.
You know, that's called a power trip.
That literally is. And law enforcement has been getting caught left and right, allowing Walmart to do that. Because then that just gives the officers more power that they did not reasonably need to do anything. And this is why those officers should be in front of a civilian review board.
And you know, something I'll never understand is how do you get a feeling of power banning someone from a fucking Walmart?
They can go down the road to the next Walmart.
Like, there are other grocery stores in the area. You're literally just losing business.
Like, you can go to fucking Target. You're not gonna get banned at fucking Target, because Target doesn't pull that stupid bullshit. I mean, yeah, they have theft prevention, but that doesn't mean they're gonna ban you from the store. Like, it's a massive nuisance. Don't get me wrong, it's a massive fucking nuisance, to be brutally honest with you. Because, as an officer of the law, how can you take the word of a store manager that has no legal obligation to the property and only manages the building that is on the property? They don't have legal standing point. As per the federal government, there is no legal ground for a store owner. They only, like, in a sense, they only manage the building. They can't kick you off the property. They cannot ban you from the property because, for one, there's no evidence to prove that you did something wrong. And for two, you don't have power like that. Per the federal government. Proof is 9/10 of the law, as well as ownership of a property. Two classifications you gotta look at before you can determine whether somebody can be banned from a property, and this is where law enforcement oversteps that. They avoid that at all costs. That's not a gray line or anything like that. It's pretty well laid out and well thought out. But the thing is that if we don't break down that damn blue wall that they be hiding in, we're not gonna get anywhere, because that blue wall is a gray area and we need to break it down. Law enforcement needs to be held accountable for their power trips, siding with store owners that do not have power over anything. Can you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
Because in all reality, law enforcement should adhere to everything. Everything. And I really don't think law enforcement is actually adhering to it. So, I mean, it's just more of figuring out who's actually gonna hang those fuckers to dry. And I mean, we could be the ones to hang those fuckers to dry, but you know, not everybody's gonna be all for it. But the one thing that I do know, that when it comes to this bullshit, like, I mean, I saw literally the last few times that I've been in Walmart, I've seen 17 people steal tons and tons and tons of items, and nobody do a damn thing about them. Like, I literally saw this guy dead ass in front of me, and it's bad to say this, but he was a foreigner. I can't say what ethnicity he was. All I can say is he was a foreigner. He grabbed this hoodie off the rack, and it had that fleece lining in the inside of it. Fucking throws it on. Takes off out the store like nothing happened. Puts it on, takes off outside the store. And it's like, what the fuck? You're banning people over stupid shit, recording and having a good time, but you got these dumbasses stealing from the store and you're not gonna ban them or call the cops on them? What the hell is this double standard bullshit? Like, that annoys the fuck out of me. How can you pull that double standard bullshit? But I will tell you this, the double standard is illegal. And you cannot do it. It's 100% illegal. So, either way you look at it, it's what it is, but kind of gotta do what you gotta do. And I mean, there's not much I can say about it or do about it, because, like, I don't steal from Walmart. I don't do any of that. I go in and get my shit and I leave. I know just about everybody at the Walmart I go to. They all say hi to me. But it's not like I'm gonna be so stupid enough to do what the dumbass did right in front of everybody. Like, would you be that dumb enough to do what he did in front of everybody? Just fucking throw the hoodie on, walk out the fucking door? Like, holy balls, I thought I was like...
Hell no.
Thought I was losing my goddamn mind, and then I looked at how much that hoodie was that he just jacked off the line like that. $30! Walked out the store with $30! I don't know what the fuck his buddy was crotch walking out the store, but he was crotch walking something out the store. And I was like, I'm not getting involved. I know your buddy's gonna get caught at the exit not getting involved. Wow. Like, just imagine crotch walking a fucking appliance out of Walmart and try not getting caught. I mean, that just makes me think of the episode of American Dad when Francine crotch walked an oven out of Sears.
When you walk on eggshells in the dark, with stolen glances always spark. Boundaries keep us
Oh yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ, how did you get that up there?
It was actually crazy.
And then actually fitting a whole human up there, like, goddamn. Now that was pretty hilarious though, when she actually looked like her shitting out Steve though. That was pretty funny. So I mean, either way you look at it, you get a good laugh from them shows all the time. God. Did you know that there's still a Sears website that still runs? I wonder if it's still up. It was up a couple weeks ago when I searched it.
Huh?
Sears? You remember Sears?
Kept my tongue tied, but truth cuts deeper than any lie.
Oh, hilarious. It's still here. They still have a website. I'm dead, man. I'm fucking dead.
What still has a website?
Sears. Sears went out of business years ago. And they still have a website.
Damn. Oh.
Like, what the fuck? How do you still have a website? You guys died out. Oh my god. Yeah, they still have everything and they still be running.
How the fuck?
You're telling me, and like they have dishwashers, fridges, freaking tires, cooking utensils, lawnmowers. When did they start selling consoles? This is not freaking a console store, and it's not even clothing or shoes. This is more of your hardware store mainly. When did you start selling this shit? Jesus Christ. You guys died years ago. What the fuck are you still doing open? Oh, it says visit our other sites. Kenmore, Kmart, Sears, Parts Direct, Home Services by Sears, and Sears, Puerto Rico. Jesus fucking Christ. Kmart died years ago too. What are you still doing with them? That's freaking hilarious. How is Kmart still existing on the internet? Kmart's still here.
No way.
It's still here. Full website for Kmart and everything. Like, what the hell? Kmart died, bro. Like, come on. You couldn't let the site die too? Like, you're making everybody cry because you kept this shit up. Oh my god, that is so fucking funny though. I remember going to Kmart years ago before they closed. You know what else I remember going to? Toys R Us.
What?
Toys
Oh
R
yeah, they're coming back.
Let's see here. Let's see if they have a website. What is it? Everybody just delete your buildings and go to the internet? Oh my god. They're even on the internet too. Jesus Christ.
What is?
Toys R Us.
Well, yeah, they're coming back next year.
Literally, is there
From what I
Sears.com,
hear.
ToysRUs.com? Well, the issue is Toys R Us is now connected with Macy's. So, I think Toys R Us is now a Macy's thing. At least that's what the video shows here on their webpage. It literally shows Intermission, New York, Toys R Us, Macy's. I think Toys R Us was bought by Macy's.
For what?
No, like
Yeah.
Macy's bought Toys R Us when they went out of business. Ooh, they got Funko on here now, and they got little individual buttons for Nickelodeon and Disney. And where's the Cartoon Network button, you bastards? How are you gonna put those buttons and not include a Cartoon
Because I
Network
feel
button?
like that's all they were really worth.
Wow. And let me tell you, this site is full of Legos. It's just like pure Lego. I don't think anybody gonna buy Legos from Toys R Us. They're just gonna go to the Lego Central. You know what I mean? Go to Lego Central. I mean, we have a Lego building over in Sioux Falls on 41st. I forget what it's called. Bricks R Us is what it's called. So who knows? They could be owned by Toys R Us too. Who knows? Shit just confuses me. Like, you closed. How you still have a website?
I don't know. They forget to delete it.
No, they're making sales on it. Like, the website looks like it's been redone. It was like Kmart's site was redone.
Oh, then they may have stopped. They may have just stopped doing stores.
Which is very concerning
Instead.
because people are more prone to go to a store than shop on the internet.
Not lately, actually.
Well, I mean, you should see some of the groups I'm in. It's fucking crazy. Because people are, I can't remember which group it was in, but somebody had posted about getting one of the last Kmart signs from, like, you know, the covers and the light. Well, it's actually a light post to the checkout, I should say. And he ended up getting the whole damn thing, pole and all. Like, during the time of Kmart's closing, they allowed people to come in and take what they wanted.
Damn.
Like, buy it, literally. They allowed you to buy it. So whatever didn't sell, whatever lights didn't sell or something like that, they scrapped it. The guy that had gotten that pole with that nice light and everything for the checkout, the other motherfucker that commented on it said, "I got the fucking K." And I was like, what? How did you get that big ass thing? There's just no way unless you know how to take it off the building. But then the guy even asked, how much did you pay for the big K? He didn't pay jack shit, but they were in two different areas, you see. Where the one guy got it, I think, down in the south, and the other one lived over by PA and shit. But I think the last one that closed was in PA, though. Which wouldn't surprise me, though. That's the one shitty thing about Sears. When Sears closed, they didn't let us buy anything from them. They didn't let us buy their signs, their checkout lights, you know, things like that. They wouldn't let us buy any of that. A lot of people were pissed because they wanted their fucking signs, man.
Would have been cool as fuck if they let us do that.
I know, right? Fucking, there was a store in the mall over here. I think it was JCPenney's that moved. I'm not for sure. It wasn't Macy's because Macy's is still in the mall. But there was a particular brand that's been around for a good few years that we know about. And I can't remember which one it was. But when that store went out of business, well, it didn't go out of business. They just kind of moved locations and they had brand new stuff at the new location. So they ended up selling everything inside the building, like in the mall portion that they were in. And I mean, they had a lot of signage, really old vintage signage and shit in the back, dude. I asked them for the oldest sign. You know what happened? I saw this old dude walking out with my old ass sign. I said, oh man,
Damn.
I'll give you $50 for that sign. And he said, go to hell. See what I mean? Like, I don't fuck around with old people. He told me go to hell. You know what I mean? Now, what would you do if you wanted, like, I don't know, like you went to a store closing, okay? and you wanted a particular item that you found fascinating that would be good for like streaming, shit like that, good thing to have in the background kind of thing, and an old man walked up to you after you said you would give him $50 for it, and he told him to go fuck yourself, what would you do?
I'd tell him I'll whoop your ass in a boxing match for that sign. And then proceed to whoop the guy's ass in a boxing match because I don't fuck around like that.
Well, I didn't want to get in trouble for beating an old man's ass in the parking lot, so I was good. Like, I mean, this guy wasn't even an ex-military vet or anything like that. He was just some schmuck that worked for a computer company for years. And it's like, dude, if you were military, I'd let you have the damn thing for free. Not give a shit, I'd walk the fuck away. And, like, nope, he wasn't military. He was just some bratty-ass, nerdy, geek tech dude. Really old, though. Don't like old people. I don't like how they drive either. Because, like, don't take 5 years to turn. Don't go 30 in a 60 unless you want your ass beat.